to comfort her?
We always used to talk to her and maybe go out with her and play outside.
And just love her?
And then he loved her.
Tanya, that's something that has come through quite strongly. Obviously the biological parents will come and visit their children, and there are differing reasons that children are in foster care, whether it's abuse or neglect. Is there any legislation around that? Is there any kind of supervision required?
I can't really answer whether it's legislation because I don't know that.
Okay.
But as an organization, do protect our foster parents and the child when it comes to visits, because I believe that the child and the foster parent needs to feel safe. And especially if there has been abuse, then that child needs to know that the foster parent is there for the child's protection. But if the foster parent doesn't feel safe, then the child will not feel safe.
What is the biological parent's right? And I'm talking about a parent who, I'm using an extreme case, has been perhaps beating their child. The child's been removed to a place of safety. Is the biological parent allowed to just go and arrive there to see their child?
No, we structure the visits.
Okay.
So there will be a list of dates given, specific times and a specific location given beforehand. What we do is we structure a case conference, what we call, and every 3 months we will have that type of case conference where the next 3 months visits are structured on specific times and dates and a location, and then our social workers or one of our managers or one of our senior foster parents will monitor those visits, where the parent will come and spend an hour or 2 hours or whatever time is given with the child at that specific location, and we will monitor what's happening during that visit.
So in that case, just to make it really clear, you as the organization determine the length and the frequency of the visits. It's because I'm just thinking it must then vary from parent to parent and from place to place.
Yes, it does vary. It does vary. It also varies on the need of the parent, because some parents will tell you, I need to see my child every week, and some parents will say, I can't visit every week because of my work situation or because of various traveling reasons or whatever, and they can only maybe visit every second week.
Okay.
And some parents can, maybe they've moved to another city and they can only visit once a month.
Okay.
But there's very, very specific reasons why we structure visits, and it's because of safety, it's because of the needs of the child, the needs of the parent, and we have to protect the foster parent as well.
Grace, if there's somebody watching, and I've asked all our foster parents this, and I'm asking you, if there's somebody watching thinking, I would like to foster, but I don't have a husband, why do you think she should foster a child?
I think everybody must have that heart of saving the world, of saving the child. It is too hard for children out there. So I would like to say, if you want to foster, just open up your heart, your hands and your doors. Then save the world, save the child.
And Alice, what would be your message to mums out there thinking of fostering a child?
I'd like to say to all the moms out there, fostering a child, it's not easy. But if you have love and caring, then you can foster.
And that's enough? That's what they need?
Yeah, they need that.
Alice, Grace.
Especially love. Because if you don't have love, you are going to abuse that child. Because some of the children, some of the people, they do just want to foster for the sake of money. You see? So...
But with love?
Love.
That's what you need.
Is the most...
Alice, Grace, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing your stories, and thank you for being such wonderful examples, because you really are. Sure, I'm very humbled. Fostering is challenging and at times heartbreaking, but there are awesome rewards too. Could you open your heart to a foster child? Well, find out how after the break. You're with us on Great Expectations, and today we're looking at foster care in South Africa. There is strict legislation around fostering children in need, but with so many little South Africans actually in need, could you do it? With us, foster mum and founder and manager of a private foster home, Tanya Kombrink, and we're now rejoined by social workers Erin Herrera and Helani Nordia. Tanya, we were talking during the break, and you said that I had given you an extreme case in terms of visitation for the biological parent at the foster mom or of the child that's being fostered, and that you wanted to give me another example. Please go ahead.
I just think in a normal situation where there's not extreme abuse, where there was just neglect or lack of finances or another reason for removal, your visit will be normally at the foster home, and it won't be so monitored and so evaluated in a sense. And then the foster parents won't feel so threatened, and there will be a normal relationship between the foster parent and the biological parent, and that is what we strive for. That is where we want to go. So I just wanted to make that clear, because we don't want friction between a foster parent and a biological parent. We don't want relationships that are abnormal and stressful, because the child picks up on that stress.
And you say that, and I commend you on it, but it must be very difficult. You've got a safe house with a mom that's looking after children that have perhaps been abused or neglected, and the person who abused or neglected them comes into this house and visits with them, and to put on a brave face, it must almost be like an acrimonious divorce sometimes.
It is, but remember, even if in a divorce, you're always acting in the best interest of your child. And that is still what we're doing here. It's exactly like a divorce. I many times use that as an example, because it is exactly that. You're doing that, and you have to remain civil and nice in your relationship because of what the child sees. And if you treat that child's parent harshly and rude, and you're not nice and you're not accommodative, then that child thinks, why are you treating my parents rude? Why are you not accommodative? And then that child feels, but this is people that are important to me. Why are they not important to you? And the child feels that he's not important either. And it's very important to a foster parent that you must understand it's a professional relationship, but also you are acting in the best interest of the child.
Always. You have to take the moral high ground.
Yes.
An SMS here. How would someone qualify to become a foster parent? That's from Cheryl in Durban. And Helani, if I could ask you to briefly go over the criteria again on somebody who's thinking of fostering watching this program.
According to the Child Care Act, they say that any person can actually foster, and it must be a person that's proper and fit to actually have to take up this huge responsibility to foster this child, and this person also must have the capacity to provide an environment that will help this child to physically grow and develop later on in life. So with that is according to the Child Care Act, but like I said, you must have the right motive. You must have the right motive. You must communicate it with your family before you do that. And like Anna stretched it out, temperament and personality, simple things like that doesn't really matter. But the motive and the passion must be right. And you must realize that really, like I said, this is a service that you're going to do. And you must have a passion for a child in need. And you must know that I must put in everything to heal this child and help this child. Yeah.
So Erna, then, as somebody who wants to foster, what would be my first point of call? Would I pick up the phone to someone specific, or would I go onto a website? What would I do? Who would I contact?
A general welfare organization would be the first place to start.
So, for example?
The CMR or the SAVF in our area, ACVV, OVV, I think. NCVV, yeah, NGO. Yeah, or the Department of Social Services.
Really? And they'd be able to give you a list maybe, or something in your
they
area?
They also do foster care.
Okay.
Yes.
But they do give you a list.
Yeah, they can give you a list as well.
And also, sorry, but also children's homes. Yeah, you can call children's homes as well.
And then the process would be, and I'm using myself as an example, I decide to foster a child, I call up a children's home, Tanya. And I say, I've got a nice house and I've got room in my heart and my home for a child. Could I take one of your children? How would that process get facilitated? Because you're not just going to hand one to me and say, well, off you go.
For foster care.
Exactly.
No, they will call you in for a screening process.
Okay.
And that screening process was what Helani was speaking about.
Would they come to my house?
They would first call you in and see you at their place.
And if they liked me?
It's not about liking you. I can like many people, but they're not necessarily fit foster parents. It's not what it's about. You need certain skills, and you need certain values and morals that you need to have achieved in your life.
Okay,
and
so
it's not about liking somebody. I
Well,
think
no, but let's talk about those skills. Let's talk about, because you were saying how you've developed so many over the years, and I know you've given training courses to other foster parents, as we've heard. But what are those skills that you think are paramount if you're going to foster?
it's difficult for me to answer that because I think when I started, I didn't have them. So
Well, it's too late to worry about that now.
no, but I
What
wondered
would you
about
look
the
for
people
now?
that initially screened me.
Well, what
Yeah.
would you look for now?
What I look for now is I look for people that's got a passion firstly. Then secondly, I look for people that really has got a heart, that they are willing to be trained in whatever they need. Thirdly, I look for people that have healed their own emotional burdens and own emotional hurts. You know, all of us has been on the road that we've been on, hurt and scarred and harmed, and things has happened to us. And you must have gone through some healing. And when you've gone through those healings, then you've acquired some things. You've acquired some skills to be able to heal other people, because hurt people hurt others.
Yes.
And you can't take in a hurt child in your house, because you know what they do? They push all those hurt buttons in your life. Yes.
Talk to about single mothers, because we had two on.
Yes.
Single mothers.
You know, I said to you in one of our breaks as well, people look at children's homes and they say, but there's one caregiver or one mom looking after 10 plus children. Then why can't a single mom have 2 or 3 foster children in her home? I believe that if more moms step up, even single moms, and they say, but I can take 2 children in my home, then we won't have children on our streets. We won't have children that are abandoned and neglected, and children that are on the streets that don't have a place to go and that have to go to a shelter for food. And my heart and my passion just is the childcare access says the first form of alternative care is foster care. And that will always be my passion, it will always be my heart, is to give a child a family and a mom's lap. That's what I believe.
Sure, that's a very powerful message.
I will always believe that.
Alana, your parting message to anybody out there thinking, this might be for me.
I would really say try it. Try it. There's the beauty of foster care is, like all the foster parents said here, and I think it was so incredible to have them on the show, is that you've got this reward to see how this child heal in front of you, and you can see how this child develop. So yes, take it on and go to your nearest NGO or whoever and try it. And even though today, if you feel, well, this foster care commitment is maybe too much for me, maybe just try what you can do with the people in your street, in your community, in your township, wherever you are. You are involved in a creche, you are involved with little babies or other children around you. Maybe there's a parent who struggles, because this is the heart of foster care. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but that's a very powerful message. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming in and sharing your hearts and your spirits and your information with us. If you'd like to help in any way or find out more, make contact with someone. We love to hear from you, so drop us a line to greatexpectations@etv.co.za. You can also buy copies of our Monday and Tuesday programs. They're available from our customer care division on 0831 222 or at our website, etv.co.za. Goodbye, and remember, foster or not, you are a great parent.